Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first of a best of 3 series. This is the other half of the ZOTAC semifinals. I'm getting a little slow on this one, but you know, no rush, I guess. Nicker is going to be spawning in as the pink Night Elf player in the top left, and his opponent is going to be Inquisitive Hawk, the lightish blue or human player, I guess you could say. Yeah, I mean, why not? I've been calling it that for ages anyway. Ancient War creeping will be Nicker's plan, I guess. Interested to see what he would go for. I'm not sure if I've casted a game with Nicker against a human player before, but this is probably where we'll see how he, I guess, just goes with his tech path. He usually favors Huntresses a lot. We've seen that before. A little bit. He's also favored dots, but then again that's because he was against an orc player. Hawk, just, you know, one of those standard human players, just on a high level, consistent as well. That's pretty much it. I guess either way, I need to get my mind into this. Archmage coming out for Inquisitive Hawk, and Nicker is gonna go for a rather late Altar of Elders, so this will indicate probably a Tavern Hero. I mean, it's the most likely option there. Whether or not it is a Dark Ranger or a Beastmaster, have seen a lot more Beastmasters than Dark Rangers, but you know, can't always look over the fact.
Player's forces are under attack.
Okay, Archer's gonna pull out the Renegade Wizard Camp and probably gonna pick up a Shadow Priest. There we go. We also have a Wisp standing next to the tavern, so we will see which hero it will be, and it will be Dark Rangers. So people in chat were actually correct. Dark Ranger is going to be the hero of choice.
Player's forces are under attack.
Okay. So apparently people have watched Nicker way more than me, so I don't know what his tendencies might be, especially against a human player, and especially not on his tendencies of different maps. So yeah, it's probably my weak point, but can't really do anything about that, except for like watch way more replays than I am right now. Don't think I really want to do that though. Dark Ranger does have her black arrows, so we'll be able to spawn those skeletons. I think they'll primarily be used to just soak up the damage, but right now the Ancient of War is doing that task. We have a Footman able to just trap him, get himself a Wisp. However, the Wisp was able to just detonate, prevent experience given to the Archmage. Oh, looks like Nicker will be able to get that one though. Not fast enough for that one. Item is going to be Boots of Speed. Pretty nice item, I guess. Just don't have to go to the shop for that one anymore. But of course, it would be good to pick up an item that you usually can't obtain through the merchant. Dark Ranger going to go for rather aggressive play. Nicker bringing his entire army here. He does have a couple of skeletons as well, so they could somewhat tackle against those footmen. The Dark Ranger to try to get a couple of shots off on those peasants, try and spawn a little more skeletons for himself. However, it looks like he has to just resort to just killing off these units instead. Hawk will lose himself one of his elementals thanks to the abolished magic from the Shadow Priest. However, that did drain his mana severely, so I won't be able to toss out any heals that frequently either. So, ooh, 2 more hits until taken out from the Archmage. Was about to kill that Footman. I'm not sure how worth it would have been in exchange for the Dark Ranger's life, so Nicker is going to pull back, probably just use up those Moonwalls and maybe attack again. Tier 2 is being transitioned to Hunter's Hall as well, so It looks like it's just going to be the standard double Ancient of Lore composition. Not really surprised about that. Hawk is going for the expand as usual. Probably get his tier 2 later on, probably in the 7-minute mark. The Dark Ranger is chasing down the Shadow Priest. Will turn off the black arrows. Will not be able to kill him, and yeah. There's not much to say really. Nicker is placing down a fair amount of moonwalls early on. Will get his 4th moonwall of the game. Even when he's below 30 supply. Probably just wants to benefit from the moonwalls, so needs to cancel that one. He will do that, and it looks like Hawk has overstayed his welcome. He lost, I think, all his footmen as well as the elementals, so he will be forced to back off right over there. Tier 2 is nearly completed. We will have Ultra Vision being queued up as well. Ancient of Wonders being placed down over here. On top of that, again, Ancient of War creeping to take out this Ogre Magi camp. We will have the Ancient of Lores being placed down on the bottom over here, so it looks like that Nicker wants to expand as well. I could be mistaken, but that's what it looks like. Otherwise he's gonna put his tick in a rather weird place. Okay, level 3 Dark Ranger versus level 3 Archmage. I still think that the Dark Ranger is slightly weaker. I mean, the Archmage seems to hit a lot harder, but yeah, it's mainly just because he's focusing her. Dark Ranger wants to get off those black arrows off, spawn in a couple of those skeletons. Level 2 skeletons they are. We'll be able to get that one. Pretty nice shot over there. But at the expense of so much health on that Dark Ranger, we'll be able to get the Berserker off anyway. Oh, looks like Nicker had another Wisp over here as well, but Hawk able to pick up those double trolls and we'll be able to take it down. Ancient Floors have been completed. Let's see what he goes for, I guess. Dryad's probably the best option, as well as Abolish Magic. I mean, Dryads, yeah, they're good, but Abolish Magic is generally what they're going to be used for, especially against elementals that are going to be around for a very long time. Ancient of Ward's taking a heavy amount of damage. Panda is going to be picked up as the second hero for Nicker, and would be able to get off the Black Arrow over there, but chooses not to. Level 4 has been gained for the Archmage, so yep. He's also hard hitting as well. He has +9 at Claws of Attack. Not exactly sure where he picked that up from. I think he picked it from the mercenary camp, so yeah, it's a pretty good pickup right there. Unfortunately, boots were the only item picked up for Nicker, and that can be bought through the merchant. It's just 250 gold. Whether you want to consider that, I guess, worth, I don't know. There's just not really much to talk about. Blacksmith is going to be placed down, and tier 2 now completed as well. So again, we're having the standardized human I guess tech options, like blacksmith just in case to transition into workshop or rifleman, and of course we will probably see 1 or 2 arcane sanctums, just because that's how humans have been playing for the past couple of years anyway. Dark Ranger taking plenty of damage, and unfortunately was not able to get that many units off and spawn any of these units. There we go. Try not to leave any footmans down. The Panda is still taking a lot of damage as well, so he needs to be a little careful. He does have the replenishment potion, so would see him just use it right now. There we go. More Dryads being queued up. Nicker is fighting without his heroes, so sure, he has Abolish Magic trying just dispel those slows, but yeah, probably should not overextend with his units, I don't think. Tree of Life has been placed down, so did indeed go for an expand, I guess, direction, but Mounting is out as well for Hawk.
Player's forces are under attack.
Armor supply is 48 versus 42. Surprisingly enough that Nicker is slightly ahead with the food. Yeah, not really much to comment about, really. I don't think Stormbolt will be able to try and take down that Magi. Abolish Magic to take down the Elemental that was spawned. Nice and snare on the Mud Golem there from the Trapper, but it will be able to be healed up thanks to the Scroll of Healing. And Stormbolt to try and take down the Shadow Priest. Meanwhile, Nicker able to take down the Troll Berserker himself. I don't see that many skeletons, unfortunately, and he is focusing on the Mountain King right now. I unfortunately will not be able to spawn a skeleton, but nevertheless the MK was taken out at level 2, so rather unfortunate over there. Good Black Arrow as well, able to spawn in another Dark Minion. Level 3 for the Panda, level 4 for the Dark Ranger, so fairly powerful double combo for Nicker right there. So we do see the workshop being completed as well as the double sanctums as well. Spellbreakers is probably going to be the crucial unit against this kind of composition. It like fairly shuts down the Panda as well as severely hinders the Dark Ranger skeletons. Once they finally research spell steal, then those skeletons will be pretty much obsolete. Not spell steal, control magic, that's what it's called. I think he needs to be castle tech, however, so it will take a little while, but I think it might be a little worth taking. I'm not sure if Black Arrows actually spawns skeletons after the Spellbreakers were taken down, so yeah, I wonder about that. Did get a big like freeze right there, not sure what the matter was. We have a couple of skeletons out for Nicker, killing a bear, not bear, pig, because why not. Interesting itemization, I think, for the Archmage. Double Lesser Invulnerability as well as double Scrolls of Healing. We will have the Tome of Experience being picked up thanks to the Murloc Nightcrawler camp. And Archmage will be able to get himself a Dryad kill, attaining level 5. Fairly standard time, I guess. This Preservation Staff will be used to try and save that Panda, and it looks like the Night Elf army has been pushed back. A lot of units right now for Hawk. He was behind in supply, but now he's not afraid of going over upkeep. He is soundly winning against that. 69-71 versus 55. And bears are also out as well, so adept trained bears, master training is on the way once tier 3 is completed. +1 attack upgrades for those mortar teams is on the way as well. So we have, I think, 1-1 Spellbreakers, 1-1 Spellbreakers, 0-0 mortar teams. However, on the side of Nicker, it's pretty much 0-0 as well, aside from the fact that they are also master trained. Scout machine, they will be able to spot where Nicker's army will be. Right now I don't think Nicker has spotted that there will be towers, so needs to be careful once he decides to check that place. Sorceress will be intercepted by those Dryads, will be taken out, there we go. Can't really imagine her being able to slip through anyway, so
Player's forces are
Probably to be expected. Entangled gold mine will be destroyed, so the entanglement has to restart again. Panda did get himself stunned thanks to the storm bolt, will be able to reach level 4 thanks to the, I guess, flank from those dryads. Despite the breath of fire not really doing much damage, especially when it's on top of those spellbreakers, it's pretty much pointless. Rejuvenates are going to be stolen thanks to those spellbreakers, and really it's just Hawk's army is completely tearing apart Knickers, and it kind of shows, especially since he is way above in terms of supply as well. Bear will be preserved back to the Tree of Eternity and probably use a Moonwell to get back into the fight. Meanwhile, the Mountain King is trying to snipe down the Panda, will be able to get it at level 4, and the Mountain King, I would assume, is going to follow, I guess. That was not the point I was going to make, but apparently that was what's going to happen anyway. So, level 3 Water Elementals thanks to the level 5 on the Archmage. Will it get to level 6, or will the game be completed already? Knicker is going to preserve another bear. Currently has 4 that is severely red hit points right now, and it looks like Hawk has dismantled Knicker's base, and he does have a fair amount of mortar teams as well, so like that is a lot of sieging power from the human army as well. +2/+2 is on their way for the spellbreakers. We are at 79's food supply versus Knicker's 51. A lot of spellbreakers as well as a lot of mortar teams, as I said before. The bears are just going to rush it down. It looks like a simple move command with just queued up attack, and Hawk is going to lose himself at least one of his mortar teams and will be summoning a greater dark minion, which is a level 3 skeleton. It still takes a fair amount of damage thanks to those mortar teams, however, so it's not the most powerfulest unit ever, but you know, that is going to be it. Game from Knicker. That is going to be the first of a best of 3, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'm actually going to take a slight nap, try and regain the energy that I supposedly lost before I started recording, so sorry about that. I'll see you guys in game 2.